the West Indies should submit their T20 World Cup squad to the ICC by the 1st of May. I believe, therefore, that sometime during this week, the squad will be released. This morning, I have invited the gang for us to discuss the possible squad. We have all named our squad, and the squads are not the same. We'll be displaying those squads. It is going to be very interesting. So with me this morning is Basil, Bobby, Andre, and I'm expecting Dwight to join us later. Hello, everyone. Good morning and welcome to the show. I'm really appreciated that you have joined us here. Before I go to the gang, however, I just want to recap West Indies women's victory early this morning. As you see, Pakistan batted first and made 223 all out, with Sidra Amin making 50. Bishma Maroof makes 65. The Pakistani commentators were livid that Sidra Amin was not out when she swept at Afle Fletcher and was given out leg before by the Pakistan umpire Ardul Muqweet. The commentators laid into their own umpire and almost, but did not, say that he was dishonest. So Pakistan batted first and made 223, Chanel Henry getting 3 for 37, and Charisma Ramarak 3 for 48. Those figures of Chanel Henry should certainly have been better, as bowling to the number 11, she sprayed the ball all over the place and allowed Pakistan to get up to 223. When West Indies batted, they were going good at 182 for 3. They then lost the wicket of Nation and Stephanie Taylor, who made 73. And at that stage, West Indies were 206 for 5, needing 18 from 24 deliveries. However, Alia Alain swept across the line of a straight one and have her off-stump knockback. Chanel Henry chipped down the pitch and all out to long off. Zadia James came to the crease, and with 1 over to go, West Indies needed 6 from 6. She faced the first 2 deliveries and she swung across the line with her head in the air and misses them. The 3rd delivery of the final over, she happened to get a single. A bottom edge that went through to the keeper, but Afle Fletcher came through. But then Afle Fletcher got out of the next ball, holding out of the bowling of Fatima. With 1 delivery to go and West Indies needed 3 runs to win, Ramarak was on strike and Fatima bowled outside the arch stump. Ramarak swung her bat, got the bottom edge, beat the keeper, down to the 3rd man boundary for 4. West Indies won a match where Ailey Matthews was not on the summary card. Gentlemen, what do you have to say about that exciting win from the West Indies? Basil, let's start with you. Can you follow the women cricket a lot?
I didn't see the game, but I went back and looked at some of the highlights and listened to your description. I would say Pakistan are very unlucky to have lost that match, despite the heroics of Stephanie Taylor and Campbell. West Indies, it seems like they went back to, well, they haven't come out of the hole in terms of their lower order and batting approaches. It still remains a very wanting situation for the most part in the West Indies team. And you mentioned something about Chanel Henry. I was watching her bowl. She has a tendency to bowl the ball all over the place, surreal. She could be if she can pitch the ball in the right area, she'd be a handful to any bat in the world.
Yes, thank you very much, Basil. Bobby, did you watch the match any at all? Did you see any of it?
No, I just saw the first innings, like 1 hour the first innings when West Indies was bowling, so I didn't really watch the match.
Okay, thank you very much. So congratulations to West Indies for winning the series. They have now taken an unassailable 2-0 series lead. And so they have now moved up from 8 points on the table to 12 points. They are now 4 behind Pakistan, and if they win in the final match, they will go to 7th. At the start of this series, they were in 10th position. They have already surpassed Bangladesh, and winning the final match, they will surpass Sri Lanka and one other team, and they will be 7th position, 1 point away from Pakistan, who will be on 16 points. While both teams would have played, Pakistan would have played 18 matches compared to West Indies 15. So for direct qualification to the T20 World Cup later this year, yes, the Women T20 World Cup will also be later for the Women ODI World Cup in 2025. Sorry about the T20. For the Women ODI World Cup in 2025, the top 6 will qualify automatically. That taken in India, who are the hosts. West Indies, if they beat Pakistan in the final match Tuesday morning, which will be a day and night match, therefore it will start about 6:30 a.m. in the Eastern Caribbean and 5:30 a.m. in Jamaica. If West Indies win that match, we will be 7th position, 1 point off of Pakistan. Now, gentlemen, we must also congratulate the Guyana Harpy Eagle for winning the regional 4-day tournament. At the start of the tournament, Basil had said that Guyana Harpy Eagle would not have been in competition to win the tournament. However, it was not Basil alone that had taken this position, because the Guyana Harpy Eagle captain, Tevin Imlach, have also said that they were not in it to win it this year, but they were there to garner experience. I was looking for the tape all morning, but I did not find that Imlach tape. Basil, being a Guyanese, you have the first word again on this one.
I'll start off with this. I don't follow regional cricket based on nationality. I've stopped doing that for many, many years. So it doesn't matter to me whether Guyana wins or loses a tournament. I would say well done to Guyana, but I don't follow West Indies cricket on a regional level like that anymore. I follow it just to look to see who are coming through. And if you would note, at the start of the season, Guyana had seamers like Cadogan, Ali Muhammad, right? They were the guys who were the seamers in the team. And as we saw later on, you saw the inclusion of young Thorne, who proved to be a handful at times to various teams. Niall Smith came back into the team and did well. Sinclair, he didn't start the tournament neither. Parmal was a steady self, and we had also a decent output from Mr. Moti. You know, I would have hoped Mr. Moti to do better, being he's a West Indies player. But they came, and Imlach had some very, very had a good season when he came back into the team also. So overall, they well done to Guyana for getting the victory. And I know I have some friends in the setup there, so I'm glad they're getting a part of that $250,000.
Okay. You were speaking earlier, Bobby, and you have a different opinion. You think that it was the Windward Islands who really threw away the tournament. Let us hear your perspective.
I mean, yeah, the Windward Islands, I mean, they threw away this tournament because when they were going in this weekend, they were in pole position. All they had to do was win, and they had a very poor showing with the bat in the first innings. And then it led to them being behind the 8 ball in the second innings. But even I think it was Trinidad, they played a match because they started off the tournament well, winning 3 from 3. Then they had a few slip-ups, So, that's why I feel like it was for them for the taking, and the batting let them down. Athenaeus, Hodge, they fell off. Because with Rhode Island is a strong batting team. I don't feel like they have the bowling, but they're a very strong batting team. And the man Athenaeus, he kind of fell off. He came back a little bit, but not what we expected from a West Indies player. Same thing with Hodge. Hodge had 1 century. Athenaeus had no century. Sunil Lambres looked good at first as well, and I think in the middle they just fell off and threw the title away.
Okay, we have not from Andre for quite a long while. He has been avoiding us. But Andre, give us your thought on the regional 4-day tournament.
Hello to your viewers all over the world. Let me just say congratulations to the West Indies women's team and to Ghana for winning the 4-day championship. I thought it was a competition this year was pretty good. We had some outstanding performances, in particular from a lot of players who we say are pretty new to regional cricket. They're pretty new or pretty young to regional cricket. So it was good to see those players, the likes of Kel Louis, and some others through. Right? I don't think the senior players did really justice, so to speak. A lot of players like the Athenaeus and the Hodge and others did not they didn't do as well as we had hoped. I think that Athenaeus in particular Hodge, they had a pretty ordinary tournament, and I think that's the reason. Windward started off pretty well and fell off at the tournament. So that's the reason that's why they didn't win the tournament. Right? So but overall I do believe that it's a pretty good tournament, and for it to come to the very first day, it shows that it was quite competitive and some progress was actually made. So it was good.
Thank you, Andre. You're breaking up a lot, but thank you for those comments. It's really good to have you back. It's a long time we have not seen you, but you're breaking up a little, but I think we got more or less the gist of it. I'm just going to take some comments right now before we go to the squad. Dwight should be joining us very shortly. I hope to see Dwight shortly. But Jake Glasgow is happy with the thumbnail. Our sister is on it. Well, Jake Glasgow, we are happy that you are happy. Happy birthday to Callis and Marshall. Oh, today is Callis' birthday and today is Malcolm Marshall's birthday. Is that correct, Basil?
I think
that was yesterday. I think that
was
yesterday.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. Happy belated birthday. Pernell Christie is becoming a legend of this chat. Good to see him again. Pernell Christie saying, good morning to you, Carlton, and to the Cricket Forum community. Good morning. 007 is saying that Guyana was lucky. Oh, West Indies was lucky. Pakistan threw away the game. Do you agree from what I've said, Bobby? And I think Basil also said that Pakistan threw away the game. Do you agree with 007, Bobby, and do you agree with Basil that Pakistan was unlucky?
I don't think so, because for the first hour that I was watching, West Indies was looking good. I don't think Pakistan threw away the game. I think West Indies play well. I mean, they won the first game. They're on a roll right now. They're playing good, so I don't think they were lucky. I don't think luck comes up that much in 50 over game. Maybe 2020, where you could throw away the game in 1 over, but I don't think so.
Yes, in the end, in my estimation, Basil and to 007 so on. In the end, it came close because West Indies played poorly. At 182 for 3 with Stephanie and Sherman Campbell batting well, a shady nation. We should not have lose those 2 wickets so quickly. After Nation out, I really think Stephanie should not have gotten out then. But even then, Stephanie got out at 206 for 5. But even then, Alia Alain, Chanel Henry, Hafley Fletcher, they all played poor shots. And that's what got it down to there. Although it was a lucky hedge from Ramarak, really and truly, if we had played sensible cricket, I don't think there would be any doubt that we appears at this time to be better than this Pakistani team. So while in the end, West Indies women were lucky, I don't think overall we were lucky. I think that we outplayed them. What's your reaction to that comment, Andre?
I totally agree with you. As I was looking at, I actually followed the latter part of the game, and we were cruising at that point, and with that, Stephanie Taylor was very much in, and we were pretty much cruising 205 for 5 really. So I think West Indies, the ladies just panicked at the back end. That is why it seemed a bit closer than it should have been. I thought it was some part of the West Indies. I agree with you.
Okay, thank you very much. Basil, Dobros.
So Carlton, I
Go
think
ahead.
you're mischaracterizing my comments. I never said West Indies were lucky. I said what you saw was West Indies lower batters with their poor approach to batting that made the game what it came down to. But having said that, Pakistan would feel hard done from this perspective. Their best bowler was bowling to an ordinary batter and bring it down to the last ball and lose the game with 3 runs to win the game. You would expect Fatima to keep Ramra quiet, not for that result to happen. And as you described the shot, the ball hit the edge and went for 4. So it wasn't even a convincing stroke. So they would feel hard done. But I'm not going to say that West Indies were lucky, because, as I said, the typical collapse was what occurred. And that's what I said. That is what I said. I ain't saying nothing but lucky.
Okay. Andre, Dwight is trying to join us, Andre. Just please assist him for me, please, Andre. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Basil. No, so did Guyana choke, and was Guyana lucky? Since we are talking about luck, Bobby, did Guyana choke against the Windward Island, not the West Indies Academy? And was Guyana lucky that rain fell in the Windward Islands, Leeward Islands match, Bobby? Let's hear from you.
I don't think Guyana choke. When you have a tournament where you have to play 7 games, you gotta have some type of thing, some type of events gonna happen. So I would say Guyana was lucky. They played the game the way they know how to, and I think one of their games was washed out where they looked like they could have won too. So I wouldn't say it was luck. I think they were a good team. They probably started off a bit shaky, and then they caught themselves in the middle of it. And like Basil said, Torn came in, started to throw down some pace and look really good. And I feel like it was just Windward throw away the title, but you have to take it anyway. And Guyana did that. Guyana could have blundered against the CCC, because I don't think they're that poor as how people say they are. So Guyana still had to play well against them.
Okay. Bobby, still with you. This comment from our good friend Dobro7. He's saying that why is it that every time Leewards has an opportunity to win the finals, every time, that's the key word there, gentlemen, every time, has an opportunity to win the finals, that they play in Trinidad and rain falls. Why is it every time? Bobby, you go first, then I'll come to Basil.
I don't know why is it. I guess you'd have to ask one of those people who can read, one of those reader people to find out why. But I don't think if Windwards had even won the game yesterday, I don't think they would have won the league.
Yeah,
so
they would have.
Yeah.
Oh, they would have?
Yes, they would have.
Basil, is there a country? Go ahead, Basil.
No, I was just telling you, if Windwards.
I'm just going to ask the question. Remember your point. Before you start, is there a...
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Now, I was going to ask you, is there 007 is coming up with this conspiracy theory. Is there a conspiracy here for the Leeward Islands to be always playing in Trinidad when rain is falling in Basil? And remember your thoughts.
But wait, the Leewards and the Windwards, where this game played yesterday. Where was this game being played? In Trinidad?
I don't know. We can check.
I think that game was played in the Leeward Islands. So
No,
I can check. It was probably played at Coolidge, but let me check. I'm checking on it. Go ahead with your comment.
In Queen's Park in Trinidad.
Oh, it played in Trinidad. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, as Bobby said,
we are joined by Dwight. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry to be disturbing you.
Yeah, as Bobby is saying, they are where we can't control the rain. I mean, Barbados also suffered from rain interrupting their match too. So Barbados is a conspiracy against them also. And here, the cricket player on the field, whoever play on the field. Look, Trinidad against Guyana in the first game had Guyana under the pump, and rain washed out the rest of the game. They couldn't play, right? So those are points that Trinidad probably would have feel like, here we put up a nice big total against this Guyana team without all the players that came in after the first round. We gotta be looking good, because if you remember, Jason Mohammed had 100 and something not out when the rain washed out play after the first day.
Thank you very much. We welcome to the show the Herodite, Dwight Chateau. Good morning, Dwight Chateau. You join us late, but welcome.
Hey, morning, Carlton. Morning, guys, and morning to your listeners.
You are one of those persons who really think that the West Indies academy team is better than they are really performing. Now, they beat Barbados Pride yesterday to deny Barbados of winning the championship. Did they choke, or was it the West Indies academic quality coming out?
No, I don't believe it was an issue of Barbados choking. I think for several games, the West Indies Academy has shown themselves to be a capable team. They have beaten the Leeward Islands. They beat the Leeward Islands very early in the tournament. They went to Jamaica and really had a game that if they had a particular killer instinct, they would have taken that game off of Jamaica, because at one point in time, they had Jamaica struggling at 96 for 6, chasing 230-something runs. And but for some poor fielding, drop catches, poor tactics going into that after lunch on that final day, they would have gotten that game off Jamaica. We saw them play, I think it was against the Windward Islands, and had the Windward Islands struggling early in the game. So seeing them come and play the way they did against Barbados didn't surprise me at all. That team, while they don't have a stand-up batsman, they have two very consistent bowlers. The conditions suit them. They are very tenacious as a side. And so I think that team is a lot better than is shown in the final points total. And if they can just develop that ability to go in for the kill and get the job done, this team will be a great team. Regionally.
Andre, I am one who don't believe that the West Indies Academy and the CCC should continue in this 4-day format of the tournament. I believe they should stay in the 50-over form, and if there's a T20, they should be in it also. Do you think, Andre, that this West Indies Academy team is as good as Dwight is making it out to be?
I think for one that they're far more decent than the CCC team. I would get rid of the CCC team because I think they didn't do well, and they should be there. But the West Indies Academy team, I think they didn't score a lot of points. They players who show that they play this level. And I would keep the West Indies Academy team because it's good for the development of the youngsters. Who I think that who might not have gotten a chance to play for the different territorial teams. So I think the West Indies Academy team they prove their work somewhat in terms of players. You see players growth in players and players coming through. So I would keep them, and I think they weren't as bad as we thought.
Okay, I'm sticking with you, Andre, and we are now moving on to the World Cup squad. And this is why we are really here. And Andre, the floor is now yours. I am going to put your squad on the screen. Please explain the selection of your squad.
All right, so the first, well, King and Charles, of course, you have pretty much selected them.
Could you speak up a little, Andre? We have a challenge here on you.
Okay. King is quite, King has been consistent. Of course, he has spoken because he has done pretty well in that position. Because although inconsistent at times, I think he will be, because he, in the last time, he had a few goals, and he won that, although enigmatic, he can provide.
Andre, we are having some challenges here in you. Would you like to log off and log back on and see if you can fix the audio, because it is not good. It is not good for the broadcast. So could you just please log off and we'll take someone else and you'll come back on and get an opportunity to explain your squad. Now, Dwight Chateau, we are now going to go to Dwight Chateau to explain the selection of his squad. Dwight, this is your squad on the screen. Please explain your choice for us of selection.
Well, for me, King Charles and Myers, are three openers I think we should carry to the tournament. It's a longish tournament, and I don't think it's adequate just to have two openers. You can have an opener going through a bit of poor form, and I think the third opener is necessary. That is Myers. I know that there are people who think chances are Myers, that there are question marks over Myers, but I think we have seen games where he has come to the party and he offers something in terms of being able to put in an over if that's necessary, if there's injury in the team during the game, or just if the captain believes that he just needs that option, he gives that bowling option. Poran, we see the conversion of Poran into this middle order batsman who's there to turn the innings over during the middle overs. Is a critical cog. Hope and Chase are there to support that middle order thrust. Chase has personally been a revelation to me in terms of how well he has been bowling. Powell, the captain, is there. Rutherford, I think, should definitely be selected along with Russell and Shepherd, who are the main power hitters. Holder, Moti, Hussein, I think, select themselves along with Alzarri Joseph. And I had to think about the whole thing about McCoy, because I think there could have been a surprise selection in sort of looking at Alzarri Joseph. Ultimately, I thought in terms of the history of what we know of Obed McCoy in being able to provide some support, especially during the death overs, I think 1 week over rather than going with an unknown quality in Joseph. He's appealing, but he hasn't proven himself in T20 for me to select him in a tournament right now. That's my thinking basically.
Okay, thank you very much, Dwight. Basil, you are more or less settled on the squad that was in Australia, and you have more or less made only one changes to that squad. Basil, let us hear your rationale for picking this squad.
If I'm mute.
Just before that, I just want to make a comment what you stated about the academy and the CCC. Just quickly, I don't think it's time to discuss CCC or the academy. I don't agree with Chateau in terms of what he thinks in terms of them being that good. They're not that good. because part of being good is being able to be consistent and win games when you're supposed to win games. Now hope that you can be good. Now on the CCC, it's unfair to the CCC players. The other teams, for the most part, unlike on only the academy team, but the other 6 teams, these are professionals that train all year round. They scrunch up the CCC team a few weeks before the tournament and expect them to go and play against full-fledged professionals is an unfair ask. So they got to come up with a better system and structure to allow these guys to put in the necessary work to be ready to play first-class cricket. Now onto the squad. The squad look, the selectors picked 22 players at the start of this exercise a year or so ago. They've exposed 22 players, and all of these players that are in the squad that I'm picking, barring Shamar Joseph, all have performed credibly to be in the final 15. Shamar Joseph I bring in for O'Shane Thomas. Unfortunately for O'Shane Thomas, he didn't get much opportunity, and when he got an opportunity, it wasn't anything much to write home about. Shamar Joseph, despite people talk about his lack of experience in the T20, Shamar Joseph brings a quality that we have none of the Ovid McCoys and all of them. The word McCoy, I would never trust McCoy even to walk around the corner, because every time he gets on the cricket field, he gets injured. We are now talking about a World Cup, and we got Chateau and Andre talking about Ovid McCoy that can't even play an entire series when we playing, and we looking to win a World Cup, and you talking about Ovid. Who? When last we see Ovid McCoy in the cricket field? Is a World Cup we're playing, gentlemen. Shamar Joseph brings the X factor, extreme pace and accuracy. I don't care what cricket you're playing. That is an asset every day of the week. Might I remind you, England had a man named Mark Wood in their World Cup winning team. What was Mark Wood asked to do? Run up and bowl express. When you get in 150 in the right areas, I don't care who you are, you will be under pressure. Mr. Joseph showed us in that one game he played. He got he caused several chances. Had he gotten those chances, those figures would have been different. He bowled some balls that batters could not even deal with. And you call it Obid. Woo! Man, give me a break.
Thank you very much. How do you respond? How do you respond to Basil take on Obed McCoy?
Basil one, and I'm sorry to be doing this, Carter, because you have really moved on. I'm going to wait a bit later in the show to comment on the comments you made about the West Indies Academy side. I totally agree with what you said about the about the CCC team. It's much too early to make a decision. We need to support that team some more and put better structure in there before we make a call. But I'm going to comment on some stuff you said about the West Indies Academy thing. Let's leave that a bit later. Let's talk about what you're saying now about Obed McCoy versus Shamar Brooks. Obed McCoy.
Shamar Joseph.
Shamar Joseph. Thanks. Sorry about that. Obed McCoy has games where he has shown that he can present something to the team. That's a fact. He's a very good, he has shown himself in the past to have been a factor during the death overs. That's one of the places where we have problems on this team. Right now, one of the problems that we have on this team is that teams are milking us for runs during the death over. That even if we have a good start to games, we are having very poor finishes in terms of restricting team. So I don't want you to come here and to put down Obed McCoy's work that he has done for some time. He had some setback, but I believe that he's back and can contribute something. Shamar Joseph is a fantastic talent. There is no way I would not say that. What we saw in Australia was fabulous, but we saw hints of it before he got to Australia. We saw hints of it when he was playing A-team cricket in South Africa, and we could say, man, this guy has space. Shamar Joseph has played in the CPL and he has played one IPL match, and he has not shown himself to be somebody who is bringing something to the T20 game so far. So I would not bring an untested quality to the World Cup. We're going there to win. We're not going there for trials. We're going there to win.
Wait.
Basil.
Ovid McCoy has not played for the West Indies since last year, August. Right?
How long? Just remind me how long has Shamar Joseph played T20 for the West Indies?
No.
Tell us, man. Tell us.
No, Chato. I already pointed out to you already, so we don't have to go over that. I pointed out to you his experience in the number. Firstly, Shamar Joseph cricket experience is very limited, period. Whether it's Test cricket, whether it's 50-over cricket, whether it's T20 cricket. This is a guy that has played probably, I don't think he has played 10 first-class matches to date. So the experience factor is not something we need to be discussing in terms of him. We are discussing pretty much his skill set and the things that he brings to a team. Ovid McCoy has not played for the West Indies since August of 2023. On what basis are you going to bring up Ovid McCoy now to play in a tournament, and he has not played? When last Ovid McCoy played competitive cricket? Mind you, that's another fact I'd like to know, because if he hasn't played competitive cricket and you want to throw him into the cauldron,
He played in the SA20. He played in the SA20.
And how did he do in the SA20?
If
you reminded me, how did he do in the SA20? I don't know. But
no, he played fairly well in the SA20. His performances weren't great, but it weren't terrible because they were going, to be honest, to be fair, they were going to him in the death overs for, I think it was a Pearl Royal that he was playing for. They were going to him in the death
my
overs.
pick is Shamar Joseph for the reasons I outlined earlier. Ovid McCoy, I will bet Ovid McCoy will be on that A-team tour to Nepal. So he'll get a chance to show Mr. Sammy and the other selector, I am still a guy you want to think about in contention for this 50. So he'll get a chance there. But
thank you, Basil. Do you want to respond?
Let me say this. I think some of the things that Basil is saying here has to do with recency bias. He has seen the new shiny thing, which is Shamar Joseph, and he's going out and he's making some projections. We saw quality in Shamar Joseph playing 4-day cricket before he went to Australia. It was not an experiment. We saw that. We have not seen that from Shamar Joseph right now, but you are asking us to take this risk. You have been discounting Ovid McCoy. Ovid McCoy has an average of low 20s in T20 cricket, which means that he has been able to take wickets. All right? His bowling out, his economy rate, which is in the 8s, that's because he's there to bowl in the death over. But if you have a bowler who's bowling in the death over and is able to take wickets in the death over, all right, and can be giving you 8s in the death over, I think you're underrating that bowler. Absolutely underrating that bowler for somebody who is an unknown quantity.
Yes, I think we're back. And Bobby, I thank you, I thank you, Basil. Bobby, now you have a different squad from those two. You do not have Ovid McCoy, and you do not have Shamar Joseph. Instead, you have in your squad Matthew Ford. Please explain to us the selection of your squad here. But you have both Shamar. Okay, please explain your squad here, Basil. Very interesting one, Bobby.
Yeah. So I mean, King is a no-brainer. He's the second highest run getter in T20 for us over the last year. Charles has looked good since he came back last year. Hope is looking like a T20 player now, so I think he's gonna be there. I think Sammy wants him around with him. Because he's also the 50 over captain. Puran, another no-brainer. He's one of the best T20 players right now. Powell, the captain, has to be there. Rutherford, he has looked good. I don't think he'll get much chance. I will get much chance to see him in the IPL. But I think the few games he had played, he had looked good, and it's also in his backyard. So, I think he'll be there. Andre Russell, we know he came back. He's looking good. He's going to be there. Romario Shepherd, probably our best T20 player over the last year. When you look at his batting and his bowling. Akil Hussain, our best T20 bowler. Mouty has looked good in the few T20 games he had played. So, I think he's going to be there. Alzarri Joseph, our best pace bowler. So Shamar Joseph now. The reason why I picked Shamar, this man is like an AI. He just keeps learning very fast. And like Basil said, that one game he played, he got like 44 runs off him, but they had dropped some catches. He was doing some crazy things with the ball. The batters looked very uncomfortable. So, I'm gonna go with him. And based off what we've seen, this guy is a guy who works extremely hard, and he'll be working. And I think he's back in the field working, trying to get back some more time with LSG. And so I have to take him. I don't see anywhere McCoy can get in the team. McCoy has not been working. So that's why. And Mr. Chase has to be there as a bowler for me. I don't know what he's doing with the ball, but he's very economical in T20 and 50 over games. I don't know what he's doing. And then Matthew Ford is a good power play bowler. So I'll be taking him. He's very, very good in power plays. And other than Hussain, I don't think we have a power play bowler. So that's how Matthew Ford gets in. And then, Jason Holder, he got to be there.
Thank you very much. Anyone would like to react to Bobby's squad? Anyone? Are you guys comfortable with Bobby's explanation? Basil?
Bobby, the only thing I don't have that. I'm not that high on Matthew Ford. Never have been, never will be. I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, Dwight.
Actually, I'm the opposite with Basil. I smile at some of the names here. If there's an argument to be made against Obed McCoy would be for a selection to go for Ford. But as I said, I love how Shamar Joseph has been developing, but I think it just screams panic to select him for the squad right now. All right, and I'd prefer going for Ford instead of a McCoy rather than to go all the way over to Shamar Joseph.
I mean, here's what, Shatu. He doesn't have to play, but I feel like he has to be around the squad. He doesn't have to play every game. He can play one and few games. So I don't see him as being, directly in every 11 like how Alzarri would be, but I see him in the 15.
But let me ask you one question. What about the third opener? Or you don't think that's necessary at all?
Well, Hope can open as well, because I think the power play would be better for him.
Okay, all right.
Oh, well, Andre, over to you now. Andre, let us hear your squad. I hope your mic is better now.
Are you hearing me better now? Is that better?
No, we're not.
Andre, come on, Andre.
What issue is really? It is.
We're not hearing you, Andre. We honestly not hearing you.
At all?
We hear. Keep it right there. Go ahead.
You hear me now? Is that good?
Yes.
Yes. Well, pretty much. You guys are. I guess our squads are pretty much similar. So I will just comment on Obed McCoy and Shimron Hetmyer. Probably, I think I might be the only person in the squad, right? Well, Obed McCoy, I followed him this year. He did well in the South Africa team. He also, when he played in Bangladesh, he also did pretty well. You know, he bowled a lot in overs. He bowled in the power play also.
No, no, Andre, we don't know why, but it's you're not coming through, Andre. I don't know what's the issue with Andre.
Yeah,
He's just so all right. I'm going to go now to my squad, and this is my squad, and I really think that this will be the West Indies squad for this tournament. So first of all, the coach Darren Sammy have said that he have named 13 players. I think that these are the 13 that every one of us will agree on. I do not see anyone disagreeing on those 13. And when I look at all of the squad that you guys have selected and the community have selected, I do not see any squad without these 13. Now, I go down and I decided that the other 2 will come from these 4. Shimron Hetmyer, Joseph, that's Shamar Joseph, Kyle Mayers, and Obed McCoy. Now, I have given Shamar Joseph the edge largely due to what Bobby had said. I do not wish to discount the effort of Obed McCoy. We saw in St. Lucia in 2022, where Obed McCoy got 6 wickets, I think, for 17 against a very good Indian team. So there's surely quality when it comes to Obed McCoy. But I just think, just as Basil said, I think that there's so much in Shamar Joseph that I want a genuine wicket taker in my World Cup squad. So I'm going with Shamar Joseph instead of Obed McCoy. Now, when it comes to Hetmyer and Mayers, Hetmyer at his very best is better than Kyle Mayers at his very best. And that is why my squad, and this is my full squad for the World Cup: Powell, Charles, King, O'Pooran, Rutherford, Russell Shepherd, Joseph Hussain, Moti, Older Chase, Hetmyer, and Shamar Joseph. That is my squad for the World Cup, gentlemen. Any reaction to the squad?
I reacted when you call Hetmyer name and use the rationale of at his best. Now we have to be very clear. What do you mean at his best? This Hetmyer that we are seeing now is a Hetmyer that has become a glorified slugger because that's all he's playing, batting 9 balls a game, right? That's not what is needed for the West Indies team. They're picking players based on roles to fulfill. Hetmyer was brought into the fold to fulfill a role of batting in the middle, which he failed to do. And Rajasthan Royals is not doing him any favors by having him average 9 balls or over. The other day, he come into the game with 8 overs to go. He looked like a deer in headlights. I don't know this situation. And first ball was out, right? And I say this to the Hetmyer fans. The Hetmyer where a lot of people fell in love with and so on. That player doesn't exist today. This guy that we are seeing play now is a guy that comes in and has a license to go at it. West Indies, we don't need that in our squad. We already filled up that place. So I can't see where Hetmyer is coming into this team. What happened there? I'm
trying to figure out where's Carlton.
Where is Comrade?
Internet.
Carlton went out.
Well, you can come in at any point in time. You can hear me though, Basil?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
But Basil, listen, I don't disagree with you at all. I think people are enamored with that Hetmyer that we saw a few years ago. A player that I've said is not the player that I'm seeing taking the field now. He's not even batting in the same role. In this team, the role that we believe Hetmyer should fill is the role that Poran, Hope, and Chase are carrying right now. Why would we pick a fourth player for that role? Hetmyer, right now, his cricket is that he's competing against Shepherd and Holder and Powell.
Right.
He's
And
really
Russell.
there.
And
He's really
Russell.
there as a power hitter in the team now.
And
All right.
Russell. And Russell, you forgot Russell.
Yeah, that's how they said that. Russell, Shepherd, and Powell. All right. So they picked Hetmyer to the team and to the squad, and we saw them dropping him from the squad.
Correct.
And to me, that was sending a signal to me that they were looking to move away from Hetmyer. So unfortunately, Carlton, I can't really support your Hetmyer thing. I don't know whether or not you thought that there'd be strikes across Guyana if Hetmyer wasn't in the side, and you're just putting that out there. But I can't agree with you. I have to agree with Basil.
No, but I just want to add this to what Chateau said. No, we look. I mean, I find it interesting how Carlton could bring Hetmyer back out from the cold. Here is why I say this: Hetmyer was in the squad, and after the 3 games against England was dropped out of the squad. And I will tell you, I was the first to admit I was shocked that he was dropped out of the squad. I thought, yeah, get dropped, sit down on the bench, he didn't perform well. But to be out of the squad in entirety, I was shocked. And I made comments in the public in regards to that. But what it told me, and what you're saying there, Dwight, it sent even a stronger message to me, was when following that, they selected the team to Australia, and he was not in the squad. That's when I said to myself, it seems to me he is no longer a guy they have in their thoughts to be in the World Cup squad, because the role that he's designed to play, he hasn't done it, and they've moved on from him. You know, and that's how I view the Hetmyer situation. And then I told my Hetmyer fan friends, Rajasthan Royals is not doing him a favor, because if Rajasthan Royals had given him an opportunity to consistently bat in the middle, to remind the West Indies selectors that yes, me, Shimron Hetmyer, is capable of doing that, they're not doing that. So I hard pressed to see him getting into the squad. I mean, there is a chance. I mean, I am favoring Shamar Joseph, but you never know. The Ovid McCoy could be, you know, if they Sammy them see what they like when he plays, because I know he's gonna be going to Nepal. That the roles that they're looking to fill in for to complete the squad, you know, McCoy could possibly be there. You know, this person asking about Shamar leaving the IPL early. I doubt that. I don't think any IPL player will get to leave early unless it was something that was discussed prior to the IPL. Those deals are made prior. They're not in the middle of the season. So,
gentlemen, what do you think about this batting order here from 007? Bobby, let's hear your comment on this batting order from 007 first. Bobby?
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the batting order now. So, it's not a bad batting order, but the only thing with Pooran is you would want Pooran in the middle overs, you know, to unsettle the spinners. And we know we have some problem with the spinners right there. Powell has looked better at playing spin, but I think that's the only problem I have with that batting order. I would rather switch Hope to open with King and have Pooran in the middle.
Dwight, would you ever open the innings with Pooran?
It's tough. If I said never, it will sound as if I'm closing my mind to the idea entirely. But I'm gonna say never. No, I would never open a T20 innings with Pooran. No, I wouldn't. So I'm not a big fan of that side. The big problem that our team has been having, we have seen games where we are strong during the power play, the batting power play. We have seen games we have been strong in the power hitting, the biggest problem that we have had in terms of batting has been those middle overs. And there was a deliberate move that they made to put Perrin in that middle over because, one, there's a weakness right throughout the team to play spin bowling, and he's one of the best players of spin bowling in that middle, and he's able to have a score at a particular clip in that middle over. All right. So I would not sacrifice that by putting Perrin in the top. There are other people who can do a job at the top. So I'm not a big fan of that lineup.
Basil, I see you nodding when Chateau was speaking. That is very, very unusual for you to agree with Chateau.
No. I mean, Chato's a guy like to win an argument. So sometimes Chateau just get into to just wanted to win an argument. But I'd say if I agree, I give somebody credit. If I agree, I disagree. And I agree with Chateau. I mean, we gotta look at this. When they're picking the team, they're picking players for roles. They look at the player's skill set. One of the things Sammy said, when they looked at the KPI points or the fancy word, the data in the middle overs, that was one of the deficits for the West Indies. That we were not scoring. I think he said we were going at 6. Since they've made the changes, they improved that by 1 run. Is not where they would want to be, but they have improved.
Thank you, Basil. Yes. Brian, here is it now, Basil. And I think this one should go to Dwight Chateau. How do you explain Obed McCoy performance here, Dwight Chateau? After that 6 for 17 against India and St. Lucia, he gave up 66 runs in his 4 overs 2 days later. Is he too inconsistent to be in the team, Dwight?
Number one, no. I don't think he's too inconsistent to be in the team. I've seen more games that Obed McCoy has been able to deliver a job than games that he has just been way off. That's number one. I'm going to remind you, Obed McCoy's average, bowling average, is 21.36. Okay? So I don't want anybody to bring it here that he's been absolutely awful. Secondly, remember, the selection is not between Obed McCoy and Alzarri Joseph. The selection is making a fringe selection. And I think in looking at a fringe selection, Obed McCoy offers more consistency than the other people who are fringe players looking to for us to make a fringe selection.
Thank you, Dwight. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So let me say something about McCoy. I think my honest opinion. I think McCoy is an excellent bowler. If he can stay fit, he probably can be the best T20 bowler because he have everything. He have the Yorker. He have a slower bouncer. He have a slower ball. He can move the ball. But I just feel like he's not disciplined at working hard enough. Because after that series, and I think he got injured, then when I saw McCoy put on like 50 pounds. And he's not, you can tell, I always say, how you can gauge a player's discipline is by their fitness. So I don't think McCoy is working hard enough.
Barry, can Hetmyer catch the flight?
I don't think so. He can catch it. He can catch it for Rediston Royals, but I don't think he can catch it for West Indies.
He already missed 2 flights.
Andre, we hope we can hear you.
Well, I hope so too.
Yeah, go ahead, Andre. Can Hetmyer catch the flight?
I think this is his last parados. So if he doesn't catch it this time around, he'll never catch it again. Let us give him a lance, parados for him, and hope that he will come. He will make good use of the last 20 he will be getting.
Thank you very much, Andre. At least we hear you a little clearer this time. Basil, Pakat is saying that you're a genius. So you have a fan there who is saying that you're a genius. Black Boss is really one. Then why are we talking about Hetmyer? We should not be talking about Hetmyer. Mr. Casanova believes that Jason Older should not be there and Etty being a finisher in the IPL. We got Powell and Shepherd as our finishers already. So Mr. Casanova doesn't believe that Older and Hetmyer should be there. He believes that they should not be in the squad. But we do not see Older not being there though, Andre.
Holder, I think, has merited his election, really. You know, he has done pretty well for West Indies, you know, over the last year or so. You know, sometimes he goes for runs, but Holder, I think, merits his selection and should be there. There's no reason why Holder should not be in the team.
I'm just going to run through these quick 3 comments from all have to do with Hetmyer. Hetmyer is overrated, in my opinion. He always was. And Jay is saying that Hetmyer should be in the team, but not in the 11. And Pakat, I hope I'm getting his name right. Hetmyer forget how to build an innings. And Jay saying Rutherford already has Hetmyer's spot. Is Rutherford now the number 6 that have cemented his spot, Bobby?
Yeah, for sure. You know,
Yeah.
and he has shown that over the last 2 series. So, like Jay said, you know, Rutherford has Hetmyer's spot because Hetmyer cannot compete with Russell and Shepherd. Maybe after the World Cup when Russell retires, but yeah, Rutherford has his spot for right now.
Okay. Basil, do you agree? Do you agree that Rutherford had sealed that number 6 spot?
Yeah, I thought so when he made that 6 against Australia in the last game. That's when I told my Hetmyer friends, to use a Guyanese term, his cork was ducked. That was it for Hetmyer. Whatever chances Hetmyer had at coming back into the team, that 6 is something that Rutherford made, and the way in which he made it sealed the deal for Hetmyer, in my opinion.
Dominic Drakes. Realize that nobody mentioned Dominic Drakes, and here's 007 bringing up Dominic Drakes. But where is he? I can't tell the last time I see him. Basil, any word on Dominic Drakes?
That's a good question. Where is Dominic Drakes? I would hope also he would be on that A team to Nepal. You know, him, Ovid McCoy, O'Shane Thomas, all of them would be on that plane to Nepal. Carlton, have you heard any word yet about who is going to be on that plane? Have the team been selected or published?
No, I've not heard any word yet, but I hope Odin Smith is on it.
Okay. Oh, yes, he's another guy too.
And Dwight, any word on Dominic Drakes?
No. Actually, he has just sort of like just been out of the scene. I'm not hearing anything. I'd love to get some news on him, but I really don't think there's any realistic chance of Drakes being in the squad. I guess someone is just asking if we have heard about him. I haven't heard anything about him. But let me say this: a lot of attention is being placed when we think about Shamar Joseph, or if we think about Ford. We're putting a lot of attention that these guys can be a surprise package to get some wickets early in the game and thing. But this is what I honestly think. I think right now, a selection decision or some thought has to be placed on the way the team is leaking runs to the back end of the innings. A lot of thought has been placed on the batting from the top to the middle, overs to the holding role that goes into the finishing. A lot of work has been done about that. A lot of work has been done in terms of trying to get wickets in the power play early for the bowling side. You have seen them move Hussein and having them bowl up at the top and all of that stuff. Seeing if we can get key wickets in the middle, using our spinners very well. But I really think the big hole in the side that has to be addressed in selection is what to do about the runs which we are leaking at the end. And Basil, this is not to win an argument. That's really why I thought serious consideration should be given to McCoy. He's one of the few bowlers who has that variety to do that. If you don't have the variety, you can't bowl at the end. You have to have a good slow ball. You have to be able to put the ball.
Huh? I'm saying this. Bobby, I want you to react to this comment. Definitely, this is Sharma. I think Sharma is from India, and I want to say it's just Sharma, who always sometimes come across like he wants to put down the West Indies team. Probably it's just banter. I hope it is just banter. Well, since it is just banter, Sharma, I can tell you that in the history of cricket, it is one team where the captain ever came out and waved a white flag and surrendered. And that was India at Sabina Park against West Indies when Bishan Bedi surrendered, not declare, surrender the match by waving a white flag. Shamar, the sweetest thing for us would to beat India like in the semi-final, not even the final, in the semi-final. Bobby, how do you respond to Shamar?
I mean, you just responded perfectly. I always tell them the only team that has ever quit a match is India. So if you come around here, just remember that we have never quitted. We don't quit. We have never, even if we are the worst team, we will not quit. All right. So,
but what your father told you about that quitting?
I remember that quitting because I listened on the radio to the match. I was alive and I was almost a teenager when that happened. Sunil Gavaskar referred to our fast bowler called us barbarians.
No,
I was told something that India was supposed to come to the Caribbean in 1980 before West Indies went to England in 1980. They would have been, you remember we went there 78, 79. They were supposed to follow up and come to the Caribbean. But they canceled. You know why they canceled? Because they were seeing Croft, Garner, Roberts, and Holden. So they canceled.
Yes, India is a perennial coward, you know. Andre, this for Jupiter Saturn is saying that Alzarri Joseph should not be in the playing 11. Do you agree?
No, I absolutely don't agree at all. Alzarri Joseph must be probably your first in that, because Alzarri Joseph, you know, Alzarri Joseph over the past year, apart from I think the series against England, some matches he didn't bowl, but Alzarri, yes, he has done pretty well. He has done, you know, he has been brilliant in T20 over the past year for West Indies. So he must, and with his pace, he's very much an X factor. So Alzarri has to play once he's fit.
Thank you very much. Dwight, again, I must come to you because isn't Obed McCoy too injury prone?
I can't take away concerns about his history with injuries, and I can't take away what Bobby said earlier about issues with his weight. So I agree with that. But if not McCoy, I'm open to hearing other suggestions. But my thing is, I'd like to hear a selection being aimed at the death overs in the game. All right, that's just my concern.
Can I comment to that?
Go ahead.
Sammy, if you remember, Carlton, Sammy addressed that in his press conference when Sammy said that when we are able to get the wickets in the power play, we are able to control the game better even on the back end, right? And so that's why I say, you see, my selection of the team is not just based on, okay, what my opinion is. I looking at how they have constructed the team and how they view what they think they need to be the best playing team. And when you listen to Sammy is not does not seem as perturbed as the White is in regards to the death over bowling. Sammy seems to want to be able to control the game earlier so you don't get hurt at the back end, because most teams get hurt at the back end. They got very few teams, unless you got Boomerang. Everybody else, nobody else ain't got the Boomerang, right?
Okay. The champion. I want to say that the West Indies, the final day for the West Indies to submit their squad, all the teams to submit their squad to the ICC, is the 1st of May. However, they can make changes up to the 25th of May, but they must submit the squad. I do not know if they have to have a reason to make the change. Basil can tell me, do they have to have a reason to make the change up to the 25th?
No,
It's
they
after
have
the
the 25th is
technical
up to the
committee
25th. They don't
as
need a
to-
reason.
Yeah, as
They
to
don't
their
need a
reason.
But
The South Africa series will be the 21st, 23rd, and 25th of May. So that is cutting it very close. So the champion might have a point here. Maybe West Indies would want to look at Shamar Joseph. But the 25th, the 23rd, and the 25th of May, the Lucknow Supergiant may still be engaged in the IPL. So it is going to be very interesting. Now, gentlemen, look at this squad. Someone is picking someone for the Nepal. What are your thoughts on this squad for Nepal? Do you think these players should be involved? Because I don't see why you have someone like Allen in it. Allen not playing in the cricket. Why do you have Carty in a
No,
T20?
I think he's talking about the young Allen from the West Indies Academy, the big strong opener.
The one who
And,
opens.
Akeem Allen. Is
Yeah.
that Allen? Allen. Okay. How do you see the squad, Dwight?
I'm going through the names.
right.
I'm seeing Allen. I don't know who Allen is. Is Allen our Jamaican Allen who has been playing cricket for a while, who I see more on Instagram than
the guy, man, who opened
The
for
left
West
arm
Indies
batter.
No, that guy's Allen.
Oh, Allen, oh.
Yeah, that guy is Allen. But Allen, who is that guy?
Oh, Allen.
That's-
Oh, I
that's
think
the guy
Fabian
name.
Allen. I think Fabian Allen. I think that's it.
Yeah. But I see more on Instagram than I actually see him playing cricket.
Okay. All right, gentlemen.
Gentlemen,
Ah.
you guys are the Jamaican-based guys. What is the story with King? I understand King did not play this last round because remember he came up hobbling after he dived for ball in the previous match. And I remember the commentators talking about, he has had a knee issue in the recent past. And I was told that is the injury that prevented him from playing the final game for Jamaica. So, y'all have any word as to the how substantial the injury that was?
No,
I do
not so far.
I do not have any word. But gentlemen, I'm going to go around the chat and just 30 seconds. I want you to do this very quickly. Starting with you, Basil. Basil, Narine. Your comment on Narine.
No. If Narine was available or makes himself available, I put him in the squad.
Thank you very much. Bobby, your comment on Narine?
Just like Basil said, I would have him in the squad. Nobody can back him. So if he puts himself available, he definitely got to be in the squad.
Okay, Andre, your comment on Narine?
Guys, I would include him once he's available because he has played in the various T20 tournaments and he has performed well. So it's not a case where he has been playing cricket. So if he makes himself available, yeah, why not? Okay.
Dwight, your comment on Narine?
My comment on Narine is who's the next player up? I don't know who is Narine anymore. I'm interested in the next player up. I'm totally fed up of this whole thing with Narine. I think this man has made himself clear that he's not playing. And I don't think it's useful for us to be spending effort and time and having a selection dilemma about Narine again. And I'm just, who is Narine? Next player up. Narine can be discussed when we talk about Samuel Badri and Marlon Samuels.
Man, Chateau, that was not my question. That was not the question.
I answered the question.
No, the man asked you, Narine. Chateau.
And my answer is next player.
Chateau, let me ask you, let me be more specific because Carlton probably was not as specific. If Narine says today, Chateau, I am available to play, picking him or you're not picking him?
What are you doing, Basil? What are you doing? No, wait, Basil, wait.
Is a yes or no? Is a yes or no answer? No.
Basil, you are doing this to me. You are putting that thing in front of me, which you know I can't resist, but you know I cannot have. And you're asking me Do you want another bite? Would you like? I don't want that. I don't want you doing that to me, man. Y'all know we all love us some Narine. Y'all know that we'd love Narine to be in this team. All this question that I'm asking about what will happen in the death over, how will we get wickets, what will we do in the middle over, Narine solves all of those. Y'all know this. We want Narine in the team, but Narine has been yanking us along, and I'm done. I'm fed up. I'm done. Who is Narine? I don't want to talk about him anymore.
He has answered your question in a roundabout way. Yes, he would take Narine.
Yeah. Okay, gentlemen, now, Andre, give us your final comment, please. 1 minute or 30 seconds. Go ahead. Your final comment, Andre.
Yes. I do believe West Indies have a very, very good chance of winning the World Cup because they'll be playing in their home conditions, which very well, having the home crowd support behind them. I think that with the squad that we have, and the fact that quite a number of our players are in some form, I think we stand a pretty good chance of winning the tournament once we play some good cricket and we get the necessary and our players stay fit.
Thank you very much, Andre. We go to you now, Bobby. What's your final comment?
On the West Indies?
Yes, and the World Cup. Yes, and yes.
Oh, I think we have a very good chance to win it. I see a lot of people say we don't, but I think we have a very good chance of winning it, and it wouldn't surprise me if we did. So, yeah, I think we have to select the best team, and we can win it.
Okay. Basil, what's your final comment on the World Cup?
I'm in accordance with Bobby and Andre. I think West Indies has to be one of the top favorites to win the World Cup. The playing at home is a big factor, and our grounds are pretty small, so those bode well for West Indies. So I think we are one of the top favorites to win it all.
Okay, and Dwight, your comments on us winning the World Cup. What's your thought? Where do you think West Indies will finish?
I agree with those guys. I think that we'll do well. I'd be very disappointed if we didn't make it to the semifinals. I have big hopes for this team, and I'm quietly optimistic that we can actually win it all. That's my team.
Yes, I too believe that we can win the World Cup. What a joy it would be for us to do so at home. And maybe, just maybe, I know what Dwight said about Narine is the next level, but just maybe the thought of winning a World Cup on our own side, just maybe that is what is going to crack the Sunil Narine code. Let's wait and see. I really appreciate your company this morning. Thank you all for being here. I would like to thank the guests on the show. They have done a terrific job. But for now, please take care of yourself and your loved ones. Have a wonderful Sunday. Good morning. Take care now.